But what about the forgotten party? We got a narrative in our country that say it's a woman's choice. We've minimized the man. We've devalued the baby. We've dehumanized the baby, but we've minimized the man. We basically tell the man you have no place. But just like Mike said, that man is a father of a preborn baby, just like that woman is the mother of a preborn baby. And if we buy into the narrative of our society and we say, you really don't have a voice in this, then what we allow men to do is to shirk their responsibility. To shirk their responsibility of being men and being the fathers that God has called for them to be. And it puts an undue responsibility and burden on women who were never meant to carry that burden alone. And even though society says the man is irrelevant, even though society may say the man doesn't matter, oh, the man matters quite a bit. From the men that I minister to, and as they walk through their stories of abortion and the pain and the shame and the hurt and the loss, many men tell me with tears rolling down their face, if only I would have said something, my child would be alive today. If only I would have spoke up when my girlfriend kept asking me, David, is this the right thing to do? There would probably be a 30-year-old young lady here today. Men matter. Research shows that 95% of women who terminate their pregnancies, it often has to do with the man. Whether or not he's going to be supportive, non-supportive, what's the basis of their relationship? The man matters. So I love what First Coast Women's Services does. They're letting the men know that you matter. You have value. You're the father of a preborn child. They're allowing that man to see this life and the value of this life. They're helping this man to see that not only does your child have value, but your partner has value, and her life matters to God. But not only does her life matter to God, your life matters to God. He created you, and you are in His image and likeness, and He so loves you that He sent His Son Jesus to die for you, to forgive you of your sins, so that you can know Him as your Father and have a relationship with Him. That we minister to the man, that we make it an intentionality to minister to the man. Because if we fail to minister to the men, guess what happens? It makes it more likely that that woman who shows up with an unplanned pregnancy, that it's going to end in abortion. And if we fail to minister to the man, even if we minister to the woman, and she has this great encounter with God and her life is being transformed, then she goes back out into a world where there's men who haven't been ministered to, and then we see the likelihood of this woman showing up again with an unplanned pregnancy, contemplating abortion. When we fail to minister to the men, we're leaving children who are born with less parental care, which leads to more neglect and more abuse, which leads to them seeing cycles of sin that will be repeated into the next generation. And though we have a baby that is born, which is great joy because God hates the shedding of innocent blood and He's created that innocent life, God longs for this child not just to be born in a cycle of sin that keeps going from one generation to the next. God longs for this child to be born to parents who have had an encounter with the living God, who changes their life, who then raises these children up in the fear and in the admonition of the Lord. So not only are we dealing with babies being born and women being touched and men being transformed, what this ministry is doing is actually building up the very structures of our society, which is family. It's dealing with the family unit. And when the family unit is built up, then we can have a strong nation.